I'm going to present to you my research project, which actually was developed, and I think mushrooms since I met this lady as my mentor. To understand this project, I need to give some background. I've been appointed as the head of clinical nursing in the School of Nursing in 2015. And being new to the post, I actually identified many challenges with us using a paper-based system. And because I believe that we need to develop research in whatever we do as part of our workload, given our current challenges, I actually had a team of supervisors and academics together to address these challenges. But then in 2016, 15 and 16, I actually also got on board of the P4 program for academic leadership, which the school, the university actually give for all the academics that is emergent into leadership roles. I attended that. And part of that was that I was appointed a mentor, and that was Dr. Stoltenkamp. And when my initial small-scale research project for the School of Nursing, just to develop e-documentation system, to replace the copy-based workbooks and assessments, was then completely transformed into in alignment with the EPICS projects of Dr. Stoltenkamp. So, needless to say, that entailed a mind shift for me. And in terms of the intensity of engagement and the scale of the project really was extended. And I also need to say that the initial project, which is at the moment led by only the School of Nursing, all right? The purpose was to provide clinical supervisors with resources, that was a tablet, to facilitate and manage electronic documentation. Very basic. It was our initial need. And also to create a community of practice among the clinicians, because they must say that they feel they were not part of UWC or part of the academics. But when I met my mentor, and she started actually sharing with me, and she said, this can actually form and feed into the EPICS project of the university, and which is actually her project. It's not there. Your project's name is Digital Literacies and Pedagogies, right? And in 2016, we actually spent 8 months of mentoring, workshops, development, to develop and design the bigger project. And part of it was actually to develop a prototype of clinical accompaniment model, not just for School of Nursing, but for the Faculty of Community Health Sciences, with the intention to roll it out with the whole university. And the purpose was to engage both students and staff with emerging technologies. And many of our clinical supervisors in the School of Nursing, they are like me. We are migrants. We are extremely challenged to use technology, but I'm one of the brave ones. And because I know I work in a team, I have a safety net, I am surrounded by young people, like Jeffrey Hoffman, and I must acknowledge publicly here, unless the young, IT-savvy staff members have been part of this project, things would really fall apart. So I want to acknowledge the team spirit and the teamwork. So thank you for that, Jeffrey, specifically Jeffrey in this regard. The idea is also that we actually have a skills-led methodology, which is unique even here at UWC. The idea is that we want to digitalize this methodology, and it has specific sequential steps. And because we had these challenges with submission of documentation, we were unable really to track what is happening there. Hence the need for us to develop e-portfolio of the students, not just their assessment, but also their mentoring, what we call the accompaniment of the students. And the idea was also if we establish the COPs, and about this morning is actually community of learning and practice between the small groups among the clinical supervisors, we will actually give them a sense of belonging, because we will get only Canva, a space for them to interact, to engage, to post and to respond to students as well as to the academic staff. And the second thing was also that Mrs. September, she has already been engaging this team to develop an e-booking system. So I wasn't going to take over her role, but because I had a bigger picture, we actually used her initial idea and built and expanded on that idea of just more than just a booking system. So, and I need also to say that I have to acknowledge here all the stakeholders, because unless, as part of the design, you identify very clearly who will be the key stakeholders and what will be their role, you are actually planning to fail. So we spent a lot of time in actually pinpointing and submitting this documentation to the correct channels. And again, I need to acknowledge the mentorship of Juliet in this regard. So before 2014, in fact, they've been working with the design of this e-booking system, but it was, and here comes my challenges, the terminology. And James Scoble and Fahad Khan, they were key in this. And we have now planned this whole project in the research terminology. We understand what we're going to do, but then I met these two gentlemen, and our language, it was foreign to me. These are my outcomes, these are the things we want to upload. I say something, and then when it's a report back, I didn't say that. Until Jeffrey came on board, and he was actually I think the one that makes sense of the academic knowledge and the IT terminology. So people don't underestimate language in this intercourse with IT people or technology and the migrants like myself. And I said in a very joking way, but I think this is a key learning for us to take home. So it took actually, to my amusement, and I'm asking, we want to roll out this project. And Mr. Khan is, in my opinion, very, very slow. Until I actually came to realize that it's just a matter of just putting in these things there to design a whole new system. And I wasn't very helpful. So I actually appointed Jeffrey to be at the school's rep 1 day a week to help with the development of the program. It is already the right word. I think it's the wrong word I'm using in any case. But bottom line is, we eventually had a scoping of what we were going to do for 2017. And they were talking about configurations and things, and it was, to me, it makes sense. And they had to explain to me, and I said, take me down to kindergarten level for me to understand what you are telling me, because here the other forms, why can't it work? And why can't you just change or tweak the things like we want to have it done, especially with regard to our assessment instruments, because we have a range of different rankings, rating systems, and it's going to be a challenge for the designers. So we need to find a way of standardizing our own instruments. So what have we done thus far? We have, I think, successfully engaged with the School of Nursing. The team has presented already the plan for the project. We are set to start piloting the first phase of it. We have already received some training on eColloquium, the supervisors, because they are going to be the owners of this COP system on eColloquium. And then I think we are ready to take off, but there's one glitch. Because we are using a tablet that was purchased, right, with cost saving in mind, it became a huge challenge for us for the rollout. In fact, the functionality was so limited that we actually had to buy more memory. And I think maybe because I was also not tech IT conscious enough to ask the right questions for my previous HOD, we actually could have created all of these hiccups. But currently we are going to buy a new set for us to start with the rollout. Again, a key lesson to learn from those who want to embark on this route. And I think in terms of, for the CIECT team, I think they also perceive us to be delaying the process. Because of the if they ask for documentation, is it 1 minute? We were not always punctual in submitting those kind of things. And what has happened also in terms of the current team, although the project has been registered and we've got ethic clearance, now it's being delayed because of the device that is not functioning at the moment. And I want to say actually to the platform here that think about research, because that is what why we are here. And even this failures which I reported down here, this is for us key learnings, because the university is going that route. And whether we like it or not, we have to follow. And I think if I can share on a platform like this and even publish all our mistakes, it will only help the others that will follow in this footsteps. So thank you very much.